Hello and welcome in to the Stars and Pars podcast with your host, Evan Ingold. This is the show where golf betting meets astrology. Today is Tuesday, April 21st, and we have three tournaments to cover. Four tournaments to cover. We have the PGA Zurich Classic this week. We have the LPGA Chevron Championship and the DP World Tour Volvo China Open, and then the Champions Tour Mitsubishi Electric Classic. So we got plenty of golf to get into. So let's get right into it. I'm using a different podcast recorder today. The site I use is being weird, so the audio is a little weird. Bear with me, but I think it should be fine. All right. Welcome in. If you are new, this is, like I said, this is the show I use astrology to make my weekly golf picks every single week. As humbly as I can say this, we've been on a tear this year so far. And last week we're coming off not one, not two, but three outright hits, which I will go over in a minute. And for those of you who are recurring listeners, I can't thank you guys enough. I really appreciate you. Every week we're slowly but surely growing the pod, growing the YouTube, growing the Spotify. Just grinding away and trying to get you guys winners every single week, and we're doing pretty good about that so far. But before we get into any of that, I do have to be annoying. Like I said, I'm trying to grow this podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, share, and especially subscribe if you haven't already. It really just helps the channel grow. And if you're listening on Spotify, please follow me there. Like, give me a follow of the pod. And then if you can, also a 5-star rating for this podcast. If you enjoy it, it really, really helps out the algorithm. So I appreciate you all who have done that so far. And if you are about to do that, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay. So let's get in without further ado. Let's recap last week, because like I said, it was a really good week. Hit a trifecta, as I like to call them, which is very rare. It's hard enough to hit one outright every week, but hitting two is amazing, and hitting three is pretty rare, if you ask me. I think if this is probably only the third or fourth time I've hit three in one weekend. So let's cover all that real quick. If you listened to the pod last week, it was a big week for Aries, Cancer, Leo, Taurus, Gemini, and especially Virgo placements with the Gemini. It was a Taurus moon to Gemini moon kind of transit over the weekend. And for the PGA or the Champions Tour PGA Seniors, I was very big on Stewart Cink. I said just single bullet him if you're thinking about it. He ended up, it was funny. He gave us a little, not a sweat, but like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, he was just like one off the lead, two off the lead, kind of like hanging around. And then come Sunday when the Gemini moon hit, and his whole chart, I mean, he's a Gemini Sun, Mercury, and Venus. He went like what? It was a 9 under, 8 under, something like that. I think he shot a 63, so maybe 9 under, but he ended up winning by I think 6 at least. It wasn't even close. So that was amazing. That was like the lock of the week. So we got Stewart at plus 550. Whatever the number was, whatever, but hey, a win is a win. That's how I look at it. And if you come away every week with at least one unit in profit, it's a win in my opinion. But so that was good. And then on the LPGA, kind of weird, because I took Hyoju Kim, Minji Lee, and Aki Iwai, who were like 3 of the 4 favorites, and both Hyoju Kim and Minji Lee both withdrew like after day 2 or after day 1. Or something like that. So that was really strange that 2 of my picks like just withdrew like that. Granted, we still got the winner because I went in the winner without Hyoju Kim, Minji Lee, Yamashita, and Aki Iwai market. Hannah Green ended up obviously winning the whole tournament, but I had her in the without market at plus 1,700. So that was nice. She ended up winning a playoff against who was it? It was... Well, I had, what was her name? Seyoung Kim. Seyoung Kim. I did not have Seyoung Kim. I was very stressed because Seyoung was like killing it all day Saturday, and Sunday she had like a 3 or 4 stroke lead, and she kind of like fell backwards. But I also had Jin Hee Im, who was the 3rd girl in that playoff. So going into the playoff with 2 out of the 3 girls, you're feeling really good. But, you know, it was still very hairy. Jin Hee Im had a bad tee shot, so she was kind of out of it from the start. But Hannah Green had a great approach and an even more clutch putt to win the entire tournament in the playoffs. So plus 1,700. Thank you, Hannah Green. Just adding to the list. And then also for placements in LPGA, we had the sorry, I was gonna make sure this is recording. Okay, good. We had Hannah Green in the top 10 at plus 225, so that ended up working out nicely. And then top 20 had Jin Hee Im at plus 220 and Minami Katsu at plus 128. So we got a few more units from that. Oh, and I want to talk a first round leader for the girls. I broke my own rule, which is, you know, in astrology, if somebody has like, if you're taking somebody with a, you know, a specific chart of the signs that you like, but then there's also somebody who has pretty much the near almost identical signs in their chart, like you kind of have to take both, right? And so for instance, that's like the Hoygaard brothers, right? If you're taking one weekend, kind of have to take the other because they're so similar in charts, even if their skills a little bit different. Our talent levels are a little bit different. But for the LPGA, there's the twins, Aki Iwai and Chisato Iwai, or Chizzy is Iwai as she goes by. I took Aki Iwai in the first round, and I broke my own rule because if you take one, you have to take the other. And guess who was the first round leader on the LPGA? It was Aki's sister, Chizzy Iwai, who I think she went like 9 or 10 under, something like that on day one. And it was very upsetting because I don't know, like that's my whole philosophy is like, if you take one, you have like another combination of a similar birth charts is Keith Mitchell and Corey Connors actually were born on the exact same day and have the same rising and midheaven, which means they were born pretty much around the same time, which is kind of crazy, especially since they're both on the PGA Tour. Anyway, the point is that I took Aki in the first round and did not take Chizzy, and there goes my rule being completely exposed for the truth of of what it is. So just another lesson. I'm not doing that again. If if you're taking one twin or one person with a similar chart, take the other as well. That's the rule of thumb going forward. But anyway, still great hits on LPGA. We're in the profit at this point. We're doing good. Liv took our money. Didn't have John Rahm. I did not see that come. I mean, I could see it, but like it wasn't super obvious. Oh, and talk about another person that you had withdrawing. Bryson withdrew after like day 2 or 3 or something like that. But he's going through something. I'm done with Bryson for a while, so that was a bad pick. But good for John Rahm getting, I think it's his second win on Live this year. He's trying to win a major, I bet, this year. We'll see. That could happen. But we did get a share of Tyrrell Hatton in the top 5. It was like a tie, so it's really I think I lost money on it at plus 190, but whatever, we'll count it as a hit. And then I also had top 20 Cameron Tringali at plus 134. So whatever, got a little something else, but other than that, that was that on Live. But the PGA Heritage, I'm sure most of you were watching. Man, I was really big on Scotty. I told you all if you want a single bullet Scotty, just take Scotty. Because on Sunday there was Gemini Moon, and I haven't seen Scotty lose under a Gemini placement in a while. Granted, usually when he wins under a Gemini, there's Gemini already in the sky for the whole tournament, or at least 2 days of the tournament. We only had the Gemini Moon on Sunday, which was the most important day, right? And he still almost did it. Like he ended up, coming back from 3 or 4 down. I think he was down 4, I think, after the first 2 or 3 holes. And I was getting worried, but slowly but surely he fought back. Fitzpatrick just I don't want to sit here and say he got lucky because, I mean, every winner needs a little bit of luck when they win, right? But I lost count how many chip-ins or 20 plus, 30 plus foot putts he made throughout the whole tournament. Just unreal. Like lucky bounces coming, like there's water to the left, it's headed there, bounce back into the fairway. Like so many times throughout the tournament. It was honestly like pretty wild. If one of those crazy lucky breaks that Fitzy got doesn't go the way it meant to go for him, Scotty would have won 100%. But that being said, still proud that Scotty ended up getting into a playoff, and then obviously he blundered his approach on that one, and Fitzy looks like he shanked his approach, but ended up going, 10, 15 feet, like perfectly past the hole. So he ended up nailing that birdie. Thankfully, we had Fitzpatrick in the without market, Scotty in the without Scotty market at plus 1475. But my goodness, if we got Scotty to win it and Matt Fitzpatrick to be the second place, that would have been the hit of the year, honestly. But it's all good. It's good to see Scotty pretty much all but back to Scotty form. I'm telling you, in the next month, he's going to win at least one, maybe two. He's kind of an early look for me at the PGA Championship. We're getting to like the Scotty Scheffler time of the year. So just make a note of that going forward. I'm probably going to get back on Scotty pretty soon. So luckily he's not in the field this week. We don't have to worry about him. And then on top of hitting Fitzy in the without market, we also had Matt Fitzpatrick in the top 5 at plus 300. And I did a parlay of Scotty Scheffler and Matt Fitzpatrick to be in the top 5 at plus 720. Cash that bad boy. That was a good one. Also had Siwoo Kim in the top 10 at plus 198. I think he finished 3rd overall. And then also had Patrick Rogers in the top 30 at plus 235. That cashed. And Aldrich Pocketer at plus 158 in the top 40. I think he finished in T25. So good week for Pocketer on a course that not many people thought he would play well in. But he had the astrological placements throughout the week. So I was pretty certain about that. And then I did take a triple chance bet of Scotty, Fitzpatrick, or Aubert to win at plus 220. So throwing a little extra couple units on that one. And then I also took Fitzpatrick to be the top UK and Ireland player at plus 240. And also top rest of the world, I took Siwoo Kim at plus 325. So I can't complain about Scotty not winning and getting us even more. It was a very profitable week overall still. 3 hits, 3 outrights in one weekend, plus a ton of placements. I consider that to be a very successful week. So we're going to move on now to this week. I'm going to write down my timestamps for you guys. Where are we at right now? Okay. So let's talk about this week's transits now. Moving on. Like I always say, I'm going to try to get through this as soon as possible. I've got things to do. All right. This week, the sun is officially now in Taurus. Last week was our last official week of Aries. Sad. I'm in Aries, so now we're in the Taurus season. I like Taurus season. I can't complain about Taurus season. That being said, this whole next month, career-wise, Taurus lights up Leo's 10th house of career. So Leo placements will be the big winners for this whole next month. And there's a ton of Leo professional golfers. It's kind of crazy. But so this week, the sun is in Taurus. Mercury and Mars are still in Aries. So we still have some Aries placements. So that's good for Cancers. Jupiter is still in Cancer, also great for Cancers and Libras. But on Friday, Venus is currently in Taurus, but on Friday, it goes into Gemini, which Venus does have a massive effect on, who wins, who plays well, etc. So that's something to be considering. Virgos get the best 10th house boost from Gemini. So Virgos have a good look this whole week, but basically the moon, right, which is really the most important aspect of the whole thing I pay attention to, it's going to be in Cancer Thursday morning when everybody tees off. And I'm also talking about the DP World Tour. They start Wednesday. It's going to be Cancer all day Wednesday night when they play. I think they're in China this week. So that being said, 12:42 p.m. Pacific, we'll call it 9. No, that's so wrong. Sorry, one sec. Oh, no, I had it right. Okay, 3:42 Eastern, right? They're in New Orleans this week. I go off Pacific time because I'm on the West Coast, but let's just go off my time. 12:42 p.m. Pacific time, Thursday, halfway through the day. I'm sure, well, yeah, the second half of the wave will be halfway through their round. It's going to go into Leo. These are always tricky to dissect when the moon shifts halfway through a round. I'm gonna just say I'm gonna go off like I'm gonna play it like it's Leo. Like I'm gonna pick my first round leaders as if it's a Leo moon on Thursday, just because I think there's more influence on when a sign like the moon is shifting out of a sign into a sign, even if it's a few hours before. I think like we can feel the influence of the incoming sign. So I'm gonna regard Thursday more of like a Leo moon, right? So all the rest of the day, Thursday, it's in Leo, and then Friday all day it's in Leo, and then pretty much all day Saturday until 6:05 p.m. Pacific time. So yeah, their round will be well over. It's gonna be 9 o'clock their time when the Leo moon goes into Virgo. So basically, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, for the most part, is like all Leo moon stuff, okay? Which is big for Scorpios. But Sunday, Saturday night into Sunday, the moon will hit Virgo, and that's where we're gonna have our Sunday finish in a Virgo moon, Taurus sun, a lot of Earth. And Virgos are the career house for Sagittariuses. So, all that being said, Cancers, Leos, Tauruses, Geminis, Virgos, and especially Scorpios and Sagittariuses should have big weeks. Okay. Last week I was huge on Virgo and Cancers, and the two guys in the playoff, Scotty and Fitzpatrick, both have Virgo and Cancer in their charts. Also, Siwoo Kim, who finished third, Virgo and Cancer in his chart. I feel like I'm pretty on the targeting the right signs. It's just a matter of picking the right players, right? Who have those signs. So really, Scorpios and Sagittarius is because the Leo Virgo transits light up Scorpio Sagittarius career wise, but there's also Taurus in the sky, there's Aries in the sky, there's some Cancer, and there will be Gemini, so which boosts Virgo even more, and Gemini. Lot of I'm just going all over the place. So let's just move on to our first tournament of the week with the LPGA Chevron Championship. I believe this is their first major, right? I think they play 5 majors. Don't quote me on this. All right. We got to talk about Nelly Korda because it's like Nelly's, I think I think Gino Thickle said the number 1 player in the world, but Nelly, she's on the hot right now. She played really well against Hyo-Joo Kim the last like month, but Hyo-Joo Kim had the better for 2 weeks in a row. Sorry, I was doing a quick search of Gino Thickle's chart to make sure I don't want to take her this week, and I don't think I do. Anyway. Nope, that's not the one. Okay. So, Hyo-Joo Kim and Minjee Lee both withdrew last week. We were both on them. That was kind of weird. I don't know. I haven't read into it. I haven't heard anything, but they're in the field. I'm going to assume they're good to go. So I'm going to start my card. Now, there's 132 girls in the field. I take 10% or less, so that would be 13 players. I think I have it at 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I have it at 13. Fight me. I don't care. I'm just trying to hit the winner, right? We're trying to pick the right winner. But you got to go Hyo-Joo Kim, plus 1325, Cancer, Sun, Mercury, and Venus, and midheaven. A lot of Cancer still in the sky. Cancer goes great with Taurus and Virgo, where the moon and sun will be. Libra rising, Aquarius moon. That's the one I don't like, is the Aquarius moon. Aquarius and Taurus don't love each other. Kind of like 12 and 4 on the wheel. They kind of like butt heads in terms of energy. But if Venus goes into Gemini, it is going to Gemini Friday. Gemini is air. That should feed her Aquarius moon. But her Mars is Virgo. That's the big one. She won about a month ago when the moon was in Virgo last, when she played against Nelly. So she can win under a Virgo moon. And her Jupiter is Sagittarius. So Sag, again, is the biggest benefactor of the week, in my opinion, because they have the Leo moon, which feeds Sag's energy and vibe. It's fire. But also the Virgo moon lights up Sag's 10th house of career. So Hyo-Joo Kim, she's playing amazing golf, plus 1325. You have to mention her. Okay. And then I'm also going to go right back to Minjee Lee at plus 2150. Gemini, Sun, and Venus. Gemini, Venus, that's where Venus is moving in Gemini on Friday. That's good for Minjee. Virgo moon, also really good. Leo rising, there's, one of the signs we're looking for. Taurus, Mercury, Mars, and midheaven. Huge, huge, huge. This is a big month for Minjee. Capricorn, Jupiter. I think Minjee Lee always has a solid chance to win any of these big tournaments, but this week especially, she has a decent amount of the career signs we're going for, okay? Next, I like Miyu Yamashita at plus 2,200. I guess I'm not going after Nelly or Gino Fickle, if you haven't figured that out by now. Anyway, back to Miyu Yamashita plus 2,200. Leo, Sun, and Mercury, Capricorn, Moon, Cancer, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. A lot of Cancer. And then Sagittarius, Midheaven, and Mars. Big, big, big time. Love that chart. Miyu Yamashita is probably one of my personal favorites from this batch of girls I have so far. Next is Hannah Green at plus 2,450. Sag, Sun, Venus, and Midheaven, Taurus, Moon, Pisces, Rising, Capricorn, Mercury, and Jupiter, Mars, and Virgo. She just won last week. I don't see why she wouldn't be back in the mix. She's in great form. She has the Virgo, Mars, and she's got a ton of Sag in her chart, which again is the biggest benefactor from the Virgo moon. And her moon is Taurus, and we're in Taurus season right now. Really good look for Hannah Green to keep it rolling this week. Okay. Next, I got to mention Nasa Hadioka at plus 2,500, Cap, Sun, and Mercury. So some Earth. And we're in Taurus season right now. Vibes excellent with Cap. Sagittarius Moon. That's the big one. Taurus Rising, Aquarius, Midheaven, and Venus. But again, Gemini and Venus could kind of help that Aquarius get through the Taurus. She's a Mars Libra, also more air, Pisces, Jupiter. I like the chart. I don't love it, but dude, Nasa Hadioka definitely should be in the mix. This next girl, I really think, it's Lydia Ko, plus 2,700. She's one of the GOATs of LPGA history. And she ain't done yet. You know what I'm saying? Taurus, Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Midheaven. It's her season. It's her time right now. A lot of Taurus right now. Scorpio Moon gets the boost from the Leo Moon. She's a Leo rising. So her first house is Leo. Virgo, Mars. There's some Virgo in her chart. Aquarius, Jupiter. That's fine. Plus 2,700. Lydia shows up for the big tournaments. Won't be surprised if she's back in the mix, okay? I also like Austin Kim, who's had a pretty good year so far. Plus 4,100. Leo, Sun, Mercury, and Mars. It's her career season, career month right now. It's under Taurus. Pisces Moon. It's fine. Cancer Rising. It's good. Aries, Midheaven. Still a lot of Aries in the sky. Virgo, Venus, Gemini, Jupiter. Gemini, Jupiter should get a boost from Gemini, Venus. So Austin Kim plus 4,100. I love that value. I love that number. And she's a young gun she's gonna win a big tournament one of these days. So maybe it's gonna be this week. Next up, Hia Jin Choi, plus 4,200. Virgo Sun, Capricorn Moon, ton of Earth. Scorpio Rising and Mars, another career sign. Leo, Midheaven, Mercury, and Venus. Jupiter, Taurus. Dude, Hia Jin Choi has honestly one of the best charts of all of these girls this week. Will not be surprised if she's in the mix, okay? Next up, Lottie Wode, plus 4,600. Capricorn Sun and Mercury. Scorpio Moon. Pisces Venus Rising. Sagittarius Midheaven. Aries Mars. Virgo Jupiter. She's got 3 or 4 of the career signs we're looking for. She came on to the LPGA out of the gates firing. I think she won her first tournament she played in. Kind of been slow ever since, but, maybe it's time she emerges back into the winner's circle. 4 more. I like Brooke Henderson, a plus 6,200. Virgo Sun and Mercury. Sagittarius Moon. Scorpio Rising and Mars. Libra Venus. Leo Midheaven. Aquarius Jupiter. She's got 3 or 4 of the signs we're looking for. And Brooke's another girl that I think shows up for the big tournaments. So watch out for Henderson. This other girl, I don't think I've ever heard of her, but I looked her chart up and I love it. It's Shuri Sakuma. Plus 6,300. Sagittarius Sun, Pisces Moon, Libra Rising, Cancer Midheaven, Capricorn Mercury, Scorpio Venus and Mars, Leo Jupiter. Another girl with 3 or 4 of the signs we're after. Love that chart. 2 more. I have to take Lauren Coughlin at plus 6,900. She's playing great golf. She won 3 weeks ago. Had a decent showing last week at the JM Eagle. I just feel like she's just in a good zen right now, so I'm going to go with her. Libra Sun, Moon, and Mercury. Virgo Rising, Taurus Midheaven, Venus Scorpio, Mars Cancer, Virgo Jupiter. She's got 3 or 4 of the signs we're after, and that's all I needed to see. Okay, lastly, this girl, on paper, should win it because she's got the best chart, in my opinion. And this has happened before, but she doesn't ever come through, ever. So I take this with a grain of salt. Arya Jutanagarn, plus 7,200. Great number. She's got so much Sagittarius, which is the main sign I'm after this week. Sag, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. Aquarius rising, which I don't love, but the Scorpio midheaven is huge because Leo moon over the weekend will light up Scorpio's midheaven, or Scorpio's 10th house, and that is her career midheaven placement. So watch out for Arya Jutanagarn. If this could be the week she finally wins on a week she should win, then I'll be very happy because 7,200 is a great number for her. I'm going to mention 3 long shots. I'm not necessarily going to take them outright. I already got 13 girls that I'm taking. But if any of them pop off on day one, I'm going to have to throw a little something on them because they got great numbers. Megan Kang at plus 18,500 is crazy. I don't know what's going on with her, but Scorpio, Sun, and Mercury, Leo, Moon, Sag, Rising, Venus, and Mars. Sag, Rising, Venus, and Mars, Libra, Midheaven, Aquarius, Jupiter. Good chart, but not playing well. And then you got Leona McGuire at plus 21,000. Sagittarius, Sun, Midheaven, and Mercury. Scorpio, Moon, Venus, Jupiter, Capricorn, Rising, Mars, Leo. I might just actually have to throw something on Leona. That's a great chart. That's a great chart, you guys. And then lastly, Maya Stark, who did win a major last year or 2 years ago, I think. Sag at plus 30,000. 30,000. Sag, Moon, and Midheaven. Sag, Sun, and Midheaven. Capricorn, Moon, Aquarius, Rising, and Mars. Scorpio, Mercury, Venus, Aries, Jupiter. It's a really good chart as well. But again, gonna wait to see how those long shots come out. But I like the other 13 I mentioned earlier, okay? Moving on, top 5. Miyu Yamashita at plus 490. Hannah Green at plus 560. One of those has to hit. Those are both good numbers. I really like one of them to get in the top 5 this week. Top 10, Hannah Green at plus 270. Just kind of like layering Hannah Green. Lydia Ko at plus 285, and then Hyjin Choi at plus 395. Love all of those, okay? Top 20, Austin Kim at plus 184. Should be pretty safe. Lottie Wode at plus 184. Also could be a good safe pick. And then Brooke Henderson, plus 220, and Lauren Coughlin at plus 225. Love all of those, okay? First round leader, I like Brooke Henderson, plus 6,500. Again, this is going to be like a Cancer moon to Leo moon kind of Thursday, but I'm kind of leaning on the Leo. Henderson's got a Leo midheaven, and she's got the Virgo Sag combination for the weekend. It's just kind of I think she should have a good start. I'm going to take Nelly Korda at plus 1,550 because she's got a lot of Leo in her chart. And if Nelly's going to do something, it probably would be first round leader. I don't know if she's got something in her chart to win under a Virgo moon, though, unless she's like up by like 7, but we'll see. There's a lot of good golfers in this field. I'm going to go Austin Kim at plus 4,800. That's probably my favorite pick for first round leader. Also like Leona McGuire, one of the long shots that we're going to wait and see at plus 12,000. That would be amazing. Arya Jutanagarn at plus 6,700 with that Scorpio midheaven and all that Sag. Shuri Sakuma, is that her name? Yeah, Shuri Sakuma at plus 6,200 has a great chart for Thursday. And also Lottie Wode at plus 5,400 has some Scorpio and some Sag in that chart. That's great for what we're looking for Thursday, all right? That is the LPGA. So let's move on now to the Champions Tour, which I think there's only like 40 guys in the field, 42 or something. They're in Hawaii, I believe. They just had the major last week. It's kind of funny they're having them play this week, but they're going back to Friday to Sunday now after a 4-round major they just played. I'm actually gonna not take Stewart Cink for once. He's plus 250. I hate the number. If he had a great chart this week with everything, I'd probably still take him at plus 250. But I don't think he's gonna win this week. If he does, whatever. But I like these other guys better. Okay, and again, 42 players, which means 4 players would be 10%. I'm breaking my rule. I got like 7 guys here. Okay. I like Ernie Els, plus 1,800 with the Libra Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, Capricorn, Moon, and Mars, Aquarius Rising, Scorpio Midheaven, Virgo Venus. I don't love it. I don't hate it, but he's got the Virgo Venus, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. Sorry, I had to press record on my camera again. It only records for 30 minutes at a time. So I like Ernie Els plus 1,800. My next pick is Soren Kjeldsen at plus 2,500. Taurus Sun, Leo Moon, Virgo Rising, Gemini, Midheaven, and Mercury, Cancer, Venus, Pisces, Mars, Jupiter, Aries. Another one that I don't hate, I don't love. He is Taurus and Leo. That is what the weekend's going to mainly be. Does have the Virgo rising, so he could be in the mix, but nothing massively career-wise in there, except for like the Cancer Venus and the Leo moon. This next guy I really like is Jerry Kelly at plus 2,800. Sag, Sun and Venus, Aries moon, Aquarius rising, Scorpio midheaven and Mercury, and a Virgo Mars and a Jupiter Leo. That's a good chart, minus the Aquarius rising. But again, Venus in Gemini on Friday. There's a little bit of air in the sky to feed that Aquarius rising. Next, I like Tommy Gainey at plus 2,800. Leo Sun, Scorpio Moon, Libra rising, Cancer midheaven, Mercury and Venus, Virgo. Sorry, I read that wrong. Leo Sun, Scorpio Moon, which we love, Libra rising, Cancer midheaven, and then Virgo, Mercury, and Venus. So he's got Virgo on the chart. That's what we're looking for Sunday, especially. And a Mars Taurus. It's great for everything, okay? Plus 2,800. I also like Steve Alon, plus 2,800. Libra Sun, Cancer Moon, Leo rising, Taurus midheaven, Scorpio Mercury, Venus Sag, Mars Taurus. Another Mars Taurus, guys. Interesting. But he's got some Venus Sag. And again, you need some sort of career sign in there to win, in my opinion. At least that's how it always works out for what I've noticed over my time doing this. But everything else looks pretty good in Steve Alon's chart. So watch out for him. 3 more. I like Alex Sajika plus 4,000. Sagittarius Sun and Mercury, Capricorn Moon. So that's a fire earth guy. That's what pretty much the combination this weekend is going to be. Aquarius rising though, but Scorpio, Venus, and Jupiter, and a Libra Mars. It's a good look. It's not my favorite of these guys, but it's a good look. It's worth mentioning. Last 2. Angel Cabrera or Angel Cabrera, plus 5,000. Love that. Virgo, Sun and Moon. There it is. Cap rising, all earth guy. Libra. It's like a Libra or Scorpio midheaven. It's kind of hard to tell. A couple sites have 2 different ones. So I'm going to just hope it's a Scorpio midheaven because that's going to benefit even better for us. Libra Mercury, Leo Venus, Mars Sagittarius, Libra Jupiter. This guy was meant to win under a Virgo moon, like with all of that in there. So I really like Angel Cabrera this week. And then lastly, Doug Barron at plus 6,600. Leo Sun and Mercury, Scorpio Moon, Virgo rising, Gemini midheaven and Venus, Sagittarius Mars, Libra Jupiter. Love that. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than that. So sorry, brain fart. Ernie L, Soren Kjeldsen, Jerry Kelly, Tommy Gainey, Steve Alon, Alex Sajika, Angel Cabrera, Doug Barron are my guys. And I also wrote down Paul Stankowski at plus 20,000. Sag Sun, Mercury midheaven, Sun, Virgo Moon, Pisces rising, Scorpio Venus. But this guy doesn't win, so I think I'm going to take it. All right. So that's pretty much all I have for the Champions Tour. Now let's move on to the DP World Tour, the Volvo China Open. These guys have been off for like 3 weeks, a month. I don't know. It's been a minute. But I like my picks this week, okay? Again, they start Wednesday night. So they're going to be under a Cancer moon. And then by the time they play Thursday, it'll be a Leo moon. And then Friday, a Leo moon. And then Saturday night, they're going to finish under a Virgo moon. So it's pretty much the same thing we were going after. But I have to take the favorite, Daniel Hillier at plus 910. Leo, Sun, and Mercury, Virgo moon, Cancer rising, Venus and Mars, Aries midheaven, Pisces, Jupiter. Solid chart all around. Lots of career influence in this chart. He's going to be in the mix and could definitely win it, okay? Next guy I like a lot, actually, is Oliver Lindell at plus 2,000. Libra Sun and Mercury, Capricorn Moon, Sagittarius rising, Virgo midheaven and Venus, Leo Mars, Pisces Jupiter. Another guy that kind of meant to win under a Virgo transit. So he's got a great chart for that this week, okay? I also love Thriston Lawrence's chart this week, plus 2,700. Sagittarius Sun, midheaven and Mercury. Virgo, Moon, and Mars. Pisces rising, Venus, Scorpio, Capricorn, Jupiter. He's got 3 or 4 of the career signs we're going for. I 100% think Thurston could win in a field like this, so I'm going big on him this week, okay? Also like Frederick Lacroix, plus 3,600. Pisces Sun, Sag Moon, Aquarius, Mercury, Leo, Mars and rising, Taurus, midheaven, Sagittarius, Jupiter. A lot of Sag influence in there to under Virgo, so I love that a lot. Moving on, Johannes Veerman at plus 5,900 also caught my eye. Taurus, Sun, Mercury and Venus, Sagittarius, Moon, Scorpio rising, Leo, midheaven, Aries, Mars, Virgo, Jupiter. Some more Sag in that chart. Scorpio, Leo, it's Aries, Taurus. Great chart. Johannes Veerman. Next up, I like Todd Clements at plus 6,200. Virgo Sun, Pisces Moon, Scorpio rising, Leo midheaven, Cancer, Venus and Mars, Capricorn, Jupiter. Ton of Virgo, Scorpio, Leo, Cancer in that chart. I like this guy a lot. We'll see how he does. Next guy I like is Tom Valiant at plus 7,000. Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and midheaven. Kind of like Arya Jitanagarn. A lot of Sag in his chart. Pisces rising in Mars, Cancer, Jupiter. Just has a, if he's there on Saturday night, watch out for Tom Valiant, okay? Three more. Ashin Wu, you got to take a Chinese golfer. They're in China. Plus 8,600. Cancer's Sun, Mercury, and Mars. Perfect for all the Aries in the sky and goes great with Taurus and Virgo. Leo Moon, Virgo rising, Gemini midheaven, Taurus, Venus, Aquarius, Jupiter. One of these guys has to be in like the mix, and I'm going to take Ashin Wu as my Chinese golfer of the week. Next up, I like Scott Jamieson at plus 11,000. Sag Sun, midheaven, Jupiter, and Mercury. Virgo Moon. Sorry, did I say Sag Sun, midheaven, Jupiter, Mercury, Virgo Moon, Capricorn rising, Libra, Venus, and Mars. Sag and Virgo in that chart is all I really needed to see. I love that. All right. And lastly, Kevin Na, plus 13,500. Where has this guy been? He was on Live last year or 2 years ago. I don't know what he's been doing, but listen to this. Virgo, Sun, midheaven, and Mercury. Capricorn Moon, Sagittarius rising in Jupiter, Leo, Venus, and Mars. There's not one bad transit in this dude's chart for this week. 13,500 is a long number. Can he win it? I ain't gonna say no, but it's worth the look for me personally. I love Kevin Na's chart. Okay, so those are my outrights. Top five. I'm gonna go a little crazy because it's like one of these guys has to be top five. Either Daniel Hillier at plus 250 should be a good look, or Oliver Lindell at plus 485, or Thurston Lawrence at plus 640. One of those three has to hit. Two of them hit, amazing. One of those has to hit. It'll cover the rest if so. Top 10, Oliver Lindell at plus 485. Sorry, that is so wrong. I wrote down Lindell's top 5 number when it should have been top 10. So wait, Lindell is plus 200. Okay, that is makes way more sense. Lindell is plus 200 to be a top 10 finisher. I like that a lot. I also like Thurston Lawrence to be in the top 10 at plus 310, and Frederick Croy at plus 380. All top 10ers, okay? Next, top 20. I'm going to go Johannes Veerman at plus 250, Todd Clements at plus 250, and Tom Valiant at plus 270. Love all three of those. And then lastly, top 30, Ashin Wu at plus 186, Scott Jamieson at plus 230, and Kevin Na at plus 245 to be the top 30 finishers. Love those. First round leader, I'm going Daniel Hillier at plus 2,200. Again, this is going to be a Taurus Sun, Cancer Moon, Wednesday night, tomorrow night. I think Hillier's got enough in his chart to get through that. I'm also going to mention Angel Iota, who is the other second favorite of the week. I don't think he's going to win, even though he does have a Virgo midheaven and Sag rising, but he's just got so much air in his chart that I don't know how he's going to do, although he does have a Leo Venus style. I'm looking at it. It's fine. I just think Angel Iota is just kind of like young. I don't want to say immature, but like doesn't have that like winning edge just yet. It's coming soon, but I don't know. But I could see him being the first round leader with the Libra, Sun, Mercury, Mars, and Jupiter. Because again, Cancer will light up Libra's career sector for Wednesday. So Angel's got a lot of that in there. So plus 2,300 in the first round, I don't hate. Next up, this guy, Oliver Lindell, plus 4,000. He's always in the mix for first round leader, always. And he's got a lot of favorable transits for Wednesday. So I love Lindell to be a first round leader. Also like Todd Clements at plus 7,200. I also like Ashin Wu at plus 7,600. And lastly, Adrian Otegi, who I haven't mentioned yet, plus 6,400 with the Scorpio Sun and midheaven, Libra, Moon, and Jupiter. Cancer, Mars, and that's where the moon's going to be Cancer. So I think Otagi's got a great chance to be a first round leader. Okay, so Hillier, Iora, Lindell, Clements, Ashen Wu, Adrian Otegi are my first round leaders, and I am doing a head to head matchup parlay for the DP World Tour where I just take, I just pick this guy over this guy and parlay all of them together. Okay, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 man head to head matchup parlay. It comes out to plus 4,055. Good number. I think Tom Valiant over Sam Bairstow should hit. I also got Todd Clements over Freddie Schott. I got Oliver Lindell over Eugenio Chikara. Frederick LaCroix over Antoine Rosner. Thurston Lawrence over Nathan Kimsey. And Johannes Veerman over Nacho Elvira. Parlay all those together, you get plus 4,055. Love that. And then I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 region picks because we're kind of going crazy in the regions this week. Top UK Ireland, I'm going to go Todd Clements at plus 950. That'll be awesome if that hits. Top rest of the world, give me Daniel Hillier at plus 365. That's a great look. Top Asian, I love Ashton Wu at plus 1275. We shall see. It's a big number. Top continental European, give me Oliver Lindell at plus 1,075. Oof, man, if we hit one of these, that's going to be like basically another outright. Top French, I'm going to go Frederick LaCroix at plus 345 and Tom Valiant at plus 570 because I couldn't decide. So hopefully one of those two hits. And then top South African, Thurston Lawrence at plus 250. That should hit. That should hit. Well, but nothing's a lock. And then finally, top Scottish, give me Scott Jamieson at plus 610. Love that. All right. So that is the DP World Tour. We are now going to move on to our final tournament of the week, the PGA Zurich Classic. And I like, every week's hard to bet, right? But like this one is interesting because it's pairs, right? It's teams. And so it's like if one guy has like career signs, like you need both players to have some combination of career sign is what I'm going for. Last year we won. We correctly picked Andrew Novak and Ben Griffin to win it last year. That was a close one. I think they were against like Knapp and Frankie Sapin, I think was his name. But that was a nice little breakthrough for Novak and Ben Griffin. And then Ben Griffin kind of went on a tear after that. So this year is a little difficult, a little bit harder. I don't love most of these pairings. There's 80 teams of two players, 80 teams of two players, right? So 160 players, but so 10% would be 8 teams. Well, I have like 10. So I'm going a little over my limit this week. And I have one long shot, but this week's just like fun. I don't really care if I don't make profit. It's just fun. So I don't know. Let's just start at the top. I didn't want to take it. But I have to take the Fitzpatrick brothers. I hate the number plus 1150. Like basically if they win, they're just going to pretty much cover the losses of everybody else I'm going to take. So they're kind of like my hedge this week, but I can't not take them. Especially with how good they're both playing. Alex Fitzpatrick I had Eugenia Jacaro at the India Open a month ago, and Alex Fitzpatrick just destroyed that on that Saturday night, and tore my heart out of my chest. Now, I had Eugenia Jacaro. He just fumbled that whole tournament. But anyway, he won. Alex Fitzpatrick won a big tournament. That is one of the hardest golf courses in the world, and it was under a Leo moon. And that's where the moon's going to be over the weekend. So I remember that. So Fitzpatrick plays well under Leo. Both do. Matt Fitzpatrick obviously is killing it. Just won last week. He won a month ago too at the Valspar. I forget the names of these tournaments, but I just feel like, and if they win, I think Alex gets the 2-year exemption for the PGA. He gets his PGA card, right? Like, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's like some motivation. And they've done this like their 4th year together playing this. So it makes a lot of sense why they are the betting favorite. And it would make a lot of sense why they would win. So anyway, Matt Fitzpatrick, Virgo, Sun and Mercury, Cancer, Moon and Mars, Scorpio rising and Jupiter, Leo, Midheaven, Libra, Venus. Again, such a good chart with all the transits going on this weekend. It's his career time with the Leo midheaven under the Taurus moon. Sorry, Taurus sun. He's got the Virgo sun and Mercury. That's where the moon's going to be. Cancer stuff, Aries in the sky still. It's just Matt Fitzpatrick. Let's say if Alex played bad, like Matt would still carry, but I think Alex is going to contribute heavily. Alex is a Capricorn sun, midheaven, and Venus. He's an Earth sign, and there's a lot of Earth going on right now. Cancer moon. There's a lot of Aries going on still that lights up Cancer. He's an Aries rising. That's why he feeds off Leo very well. Sagittarius Mercury. He's got some career stuff in there, and a Libra Mars, Pisces Jupiter. Fitzpatrick brothers probably are here for business and fun, but mainly business to get Alex the card. So I can't not take them. So anyway, moving on. I have to take last year's winner, and I don't love this, but I just like they're both kind of coming into form, and I would be pissed if they won again and I didn't have them. But Novak and Ben Griffin a plus 1850. I have to go to. Novak is an Aries sun and moon, Pisces, Mercury, and Venus, Mars, Leo, Aquarius rising, and I think a Sagittarius midheaven. That's a really good chart with everything going on this week. And then Ben Griffin is a Taurus sun, Mercury, and Mars. It's his season. But Taurus and Leo don't go together, but he's a Sag moon and Jupiter. So he's got some fire in there, especially for the Sag. Gemini Venus, which is where Venus will be starting on Friday. Aries rising, Capricorn midheaven, I think. Don't quote me on that. But just because they have the swag of winning last year and because they both individually have kind of started slow but are playing well, like they both played pretty decent last week, kind of got to go right back to them, okay? Moving on. The next pair, Michael Thorbjornsen and Carl Phillips, plus 1950. These young pairings, you got to take a few of them because this is when like these guys kind of come out and just say, you know, they believe, right? Thorbjornsen's a Virgo sun, moon, and Mercury. I'm sorry, Virgo sun, moon, and midheaven. Scorpio rising, Libra, Mercury, Leo, Venus, Cap, Mars, Cancer, Jupiter. And Carl Phillips, who hasn't been playing well this year, but he's got a Leo sun, Cancer, moon, Venus, and Jupiter, Virgo rising and Mercury, Gemini midheaven, and a Sagittarius Mars. There's too much career influence in both of these guys' charts not to take them. So I love those two, okay? And then the next pair might be my favorite. There's another one I really, really like, but Taylor Moore and Wyndham Clark, a plus 2,300, really intrigues me. Taylor Moore is a Leo sun, Sagittarius moon, Libra rising in Jupiter, Cancer midheaven, Mercury, Gemini Venus, Virgo Mars. Another Gemini Venus guy. That's where Venus is moving into on Friday. And then Wyndham Clark is Sag sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and midheaven. So much Sag in that chart. Libra sun, Libra moon, Pisces rising, Scorpio, Jupiter get lit up by the Leo moon. I 100% believe Taylor Moore and Wyndham Clark will be in the mix this week. Okay, that's a great pairing. Next up, I added them last second, but I just love this Canadian pair. It's Taylor Pendrith and Mackenzie Hughes at plus 3,000. Pendrith is a Gemini sun in midheaven, Capricorn moon, Virgo rising, Taurus Mercury, Cancer Venus, Leo Mars, and Jupiter. A lot of good stuff in that chart. Mac Hughes is a Sag sun, Mercury, Venus, Aquarius moon and rising, Scorpio midheaven, Gemini Mars, and a Leo Jupiter. I just love the chemistry too, the Canadian chemistry they have, and a very favorable chart. So I love that pairing. Next up, I can't believe I'm taking this one. Keith Mitchell and Brandt Snedeker, plus 3,500. Both have been playing pretty well this year. Snedeker has been sniffing. Like, for his age, he's been playing really well. Like playing in contention one of these tournaments like a month ago. Keith Mitchell's always pretty solid. But Keith Mitchell's a Cap sun in midheaven, Aquarius moon, Aries rising, Sagittarius, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, Virgo, Jupiter. So Keith Mitchell's got big-time career stuff this week. And then you want to talk about Brandt Snedeker. Man, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Mercury, and midheaven. Pisces rising, Scorpio, Venus, Capricorn, Mars, Libra, Jupiter. They both have Sag in their charts, and that's all I needed to really see. Because again, that's the play of the week. So watch out for Mitchell and Snedeker at plus 3,500. Now, I liked Grayson and Finau, but I couldn't get to it. I like Rico Hoey and David Lipsky. I love Hoey's chart. I don't love Lipsky's, but they're both pretty good. And then Thorbjorn Olesen and Rasmus Nørgaard Peterson also I left off. Again, both players need to have great career signs, and that's who I ultimately win. So the next pair I'm actually going to take is Sam Ryder and Bo Hostler at plus 5,600. Sam Ryder is a Sagittarius sun in midheaven, Pisces rising, Leo moon, Cap Mercury, Aquarius Venus, Scorpio Mars, Cancer Jupiter. And Hostler is a Pisces Sun and Mercury, Virgo moon, Cancer rising, Aries midheaven, Aquarius Venus, Leo Mars, Sag Jupiter at plus 5,600. Love those charts, okay? 3 more pairings. Another one I wrote down I'm not going to take is Kuchar and Higo. Both have good stuff, but again, missing a couple career stuff in there. But my last 3 are a little longer, and then I do have one long shot. Luke Clanton and Blades Brown, plus 7,000. Watch out for these two. Clanton is a Scorpio Sun and Mercury, Aries moon, Sag rising in Venus, Virgo Jupiter in midheaven, Pisces Mars. Dude, oof, love that. Blades Brown, who's been playing pretty good all year, Gemini Sun and Mercury, Leo moon, Libra rising, Cancer midheaven Venus, Aries Mars, Sagittarius Jupiter. They both have enough career placements in there. They both have enough grittiness and a ton of talent. They're one of those young pairings you kind of have to take. I love those two together, okay? Last 2, Patton Kizzire and Chris Kirk. Never thought I'd say that aloud, but here we are. Plus 7,200. Pisces, Sun, and Venus, and Jupiter for Kizzire. Sag, Moon, and Mars. Cancer rising, Aries, midheaven, and Mercury. It's a great chart. Chris Kirk is a Taurus Sun in midheaven. It's his time, birth time. Cap Moon, Leo rising, Taurus midheaven, Aries, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Gem, Aquarius, Jupiter. Doesn't have any Virgo Sag stuff in there, but he's all earth and fire, and I think that should be enough to play well under a Virgo moon if they're in contention on Sunday. And Kazzire's got a lot of career stuff in his chart, so watch out for those two. And then lastly, love this pair: Zach Blair, Patrick Fishburne, plus 9,800. Zach Blair is the Leo Sun, Venus, and Jupiter, and he's playing pretty well on the Korn Ferry, and he's been playing pretty decent this year. He's a Virgo moon and Mercury, Libra rising, Cancer midheaven, Taurus Mars. Patrick Fishburne is a Cancer Sun, Aries moon, Leo Mercury and Venus, Taurus Mars, Virgo Jupiter, Aquarius rising, Sagittarius midheaven. So I love those two. And then the long shot that I'm going to wait to see, we'll see, Harry Higgs and Jeremy Paul, plus 14,000. I love Harry Higgs. Sag Sun, midheaven, Mercury and Mars, Scorpio moon, Pisces rising, Libra, Venus, Virgo, Jupiter. Harry Higgs has an ideal chart for this week, you guys. Jeremy Paul, Pisces Sun and Venus, Sagittarius moon, Aquarius rising, Mercury and Mars, Scorpio midheaven and Jupiter. So in theory, they have what I'm looking for, but they are a longer shot. But again, any of these guys, any of these combinations can win. We've seen this in the past. I mean, maybe not like the winners. Like, what I'm trying to say is there's been long shots in the mix every single year. So just never count them out, okay? All right, last few, and then we're getting out of here. Top 5, I have to go the Fitzpatrick brothers at plus 210. It's the safest play of the week. Plus 210 is a pretty good number for where I think they're going to finish. They're going to be in contention. So just take the Fitz brothers in top 5. And then also Wyndham and Taylor Moore, plus 375. I love those two a lot this week. Top 10, Keith Mitchell, Brant Snedeker at plus 305. Sign me up. Carl Phillips and Michael Thorbjornsen at plus 200. Love that. And then Sam Ryder and Bo Hostler plus 450 to be top 10ers. Top 20, I love Kizzire and Kirk at plus 200. I love Blades Brown and Luke Clanton at plus 205. Zach Blair and Patrick Fishburne at plus 240. And my guys, Harry Higgs and Jeremy Paul at plus 325 to be top 20s. And then first round leaders, they're always going solo on the first round. And you kind of have to kind of be in contention because it's like best ball and then their own ball. You know, it's like they switch off the format. So you need to go off to a good start. I like the Fitzpatrick brothers at plus 2,350 to have a hot start. I like Thorbjornsen and Carl Phillips combination of plus 2,900. I like Haotong Lee and Jordan Smith, who I haven't talked about, at plus 3,200. They both have Scorpio and Leo in their charts. That's pretty good for a Leo kind of moon transit on Thursday. Taylor Moore, Wyndham Clark at plus 3,100. Luke Clanton and Blades Brown at plus 5,200. I like Zach Blair and Patrick Fishburne at plus 6,700. Harry Higgs, Jeremy Paul at plus 7,200. If they do get off to a good start, then hell yeah. And then Sam Ryder, Bo Hostler at plus 4,900. And then Kevin Yu and Tom Kim at plus 3,700 both have Leo and Scorpio in their charts. Again, that's good for Thursday. And then Mac Hughes and Taylor Pendrith at plus 3,700 is my final first round leader play. And that, ladies and gentlemen, should do it. I have nothing. No, I got nothing else written down. So that one's a lot to unpack, a lot of names. It's crazy. This has almost been an hour. Never feels like it's an hour. I have too much fun doing this. Hopefully we keep it rolling. We're doing so well. Staying humble. Golf is the hardest sport in the world to bet on, but we're having great success. I do believe the astrology really pinpoints who in theory should play well, and therefore we can kind of make picks to win. So let's see how that goes. Real quick, again, if you haven't liked or shared, please subscribe to the YouTube. I really appreciate that. Follow me on Spotify and please leave a 5-star review. If you have questions, sponsorships, whatever you want to throw at me, starsandparspodcast@gmail.com is where you can find me. I'm on TikTok, stars.and.pars.po on TikTok. I make little 1-minute videos on like Wednesdays there. Follow me there. And other than that, I wish you all the best of luck this week. Let's have a great week. Gearing up a few more weeks before the next major. So we'll talk about that as we get there. But overall, thank you all for listening. I appreciate you all. Everybody have a great week. Take care. Let's hit some more winners, and we will see you next week, guys. All right. Take care. See ya.